more trouble for Lindsay Lohan. How many times have we said that? This is kind of sad.
Lindsay Lohan is set to face her most serious legal problem to date. Los Angeles prosecutors says the troubled actress will be charged with felony grand theft today.
Prosecutors believe she stole a $2,500 necklace from a jewelry store last month.
She also could face a possible parole violation, both of which could mean she's headed back to jail.
There's a lot of talk about it was a loaner for an event, and the assistant didn't return it, and that's the story.
But somebody stole it.
Lindsay Lohan back in the hot seat. She just left the California courthouse charged with felony grand theft. She's accused of stealing a $2,500 necklace. Of course, she denies the allegations. Let's take you back inside the courtroom where she was just arraigned.
You're charged in count 1 with grand theft of personal property in violation of Penal Code Section 487A as a felony. Property in this case is alleged to have a value of $2,500, to wit a necklace. Do you understand the nature of the charges in count 1?
She does, Your Honor. We'd waive formal reading of the complaint statement of rights and enter a plea if not guilty.
All right, now remember, Lohan already on probation for a 2007 DUI conviction. In October, the judge presiding over that case told her if she violated for 6 months. If convicted, this is definitely a violation. So is Lindsay going back to jail? Joining me tonight, CNN producer Alan Duke. He was inside the courtroom for Lohan's arraignment. Beth Karras, correspondent for In Session on our sister network, True TV, and clinical psychologist Sheela Raja. Alan, let me start with you, and let's start with this arrival. What sort of impact did that tight white dress and the black heels make inside the courtroom?
Well, it certainly raised eyebrows. Whether the judge even noticed it or not, I don't know, because Lindsay, for the most part, was sitting down behind the defense table. But it was rather striking, and she was all blinged out. She had, I counted, 3 diamond bracelets on her left hand, her right arm, a big diamond ring on her right hand, and big diamond earrings, like she was going out to a really fancy party. I might note she wasn't wearing a necklace.
That's interesting. Beth Karras, we have seen many criminal defendants in many courtrooms, and we've seen this one in courtrooms before. She was decked out today. This, I don't know how this helps her in any way. Beth?
Well, I think that it would be a different story if she were in front of a jury. People were going to be judging her. At this point, this judge was just simply setting another date, giving her some warnings, and as Alan just said, he probably didn't even see the full attire. So I don't know that it really means much. She really did seem to be attentive, though, compared to her past appearances where she's crying and so emotional and carrying on. Maybe she's used to it. She knows that she's going to be fingerprinted, booked, whatever, but then released.
Could it be, Beth, that she knew she was going to take another mugshot today and she wanted to get decked out for that picture? But it's only a headshot.
Maybe so. It does get released, and we use it all of us in the media use the photo. But, you know, clearly this woman was performing a little bit today. She knew, look at all the cameras that were there, that she was going to be widely photographed.
Yep. Sheila, what are your thoughts there, taking us inside the mind of, and this is a woman who seems like, you know, she's battling addiction. She's gotten out of rehab. She did, I guess, well in rehab because she completed it. But today shows up like she's going to, I don't know, Ghost Bar or something.
Yeah, I mean, you know, clearly she's somebody, I agree with you, she's battling addiction, she's got a substance abuse problem. I don't know what's behind that substance abuse problem. I think that we're looking at a lot of symptoms here, right? We're looking at shoplifting and taking things, or, you know, those types of things, but what's behind all that? Is it depression? Is it something more? I don't know. I've never sat down with her, but that's what I'd like to see her get at. Absolutely.
Taking your phone calls tonight, 1-877-TEL-HLN. Michelle's in Illinois. Good evening, Michelle.
Hi, Vinny. I just think Lindsay's just really getting railroaded.
Railroaded, okay. Why
yeah.
You think they're going after her for some reason?
Well, it's my understanding that they didn't report that necklace for 5 weeks. And why would she steal it? You know, she doesn't need that necklace.
Well, that's a great question. I think she's got a great defense. Thanks so much, Michelle. Alan Duke, who was inside the courtroom today? Was her family there? Because we know oftentimes they're there to support. There seems to be some sort of reconciliation amongst her parents and everyone else. Were they there today?
No, her father hasn't been seen here. Michael Lohan, usually at all her court appearances, not here today, did not see her mother or her sister or any of her close friends. She pretty much walked in alone, other than with her defense lawyer. And it was interesting to me, during court, while we were waiting during the in-chambers thing, she was talking with deputies as if she knew them, and I think by now she does.
Yeah. Beth Garrison, now another part of this, from a prosecutor's point of view, you're a former prosecutor, I'm a former prosecutor. All right, this isn't the crime of the century, yet this is something that, as a prosecutor, you have to decide, do I go forward with these charges, do I not go forward? Something that's been out there are some other theft accusations that she was never charged for, never prosecuted for. 2008, $12,000 mink coat from a New York nightclub. 2009, $400,000 necklace from a magazine photo shoot. 2010, a $3,500 $35,000 Rolex from a friend, things she was never prosecuted for. Does the DA take those things into account when it's time to decide whether or not I go forward in this case?
Well, the DA could take those things into account and realize that, you know, this is a woman who may have kept things from her friends or taken things from a club, but here she may have possibly walked out of a store without permission with this $2,500 item. Enough already. It's one thing to maybe mistakenly take a coat from a club or borrow jewelry or a watch from a friend over an extended period of time, and you can argue it was a mistake or you were borrowing. It's another thing to walk out of a store with it. So I would take it into consideration, but this case has to stand on its own, on the facts alone of what happened in that store, not on the history.
Sure, and I see this as a very defensible case. There may very well be an explanation. Some miscommunication either between her and the jewelry store, her people, her and her people. So there's absolutely a potential defense here. The problem is she's already on probation. Carla's in Indiana tonight. Carla, your thoughts on Lindsay Lohan?
They need to throw her in jail and get it over with.
Well, Carla, you are blunt, but a lot of people are saying that. Sheela Raja, let's talk about because this is a woman, again, fighting addiction. Is jail going to help her? Is there any connection between the addiction and possibly taking a necklace, taking a mink coat, borrowing your friend's Rolex, unbeknownst to your friend? Are these things possibly connected, and jail could cure it?
Well, you know, there may be connections. We don't know. I mean, I haven't sat down with her and found out what some of those things are. We know that people who have substance abuse issues usually do, sometimes have legal issues and other things going on that may be, sort of symptoms of more underlying disorders. I don't know if jail is going to cure it. What I'm hoping is she also, in addition to having to deal legally with what she's done, also gets some good mental health treatment and, is able to look at what's going on underneath all of that.
Absolutely. I think that's going to be a tough sell. If she, in fact, committed this theft, it's going to be a tough sell for more treatment rather than jail when she's already on probation. We're going to talk about that also straight ahead on Prime News.